previous video, which got about 30 views and about a subscriber, and that was about it. It's just a video of my skateboard that I made, this thing, and I just wanted to show you how it works, and that it's not actually that complicated, and doing it myself was far more entertaining, and also it might have some flaws because I built it, but a lot of other electric skateboards are beginning to pop up on the market. When I first designed this, there were only a handful. You could count on a hand how many electric skateboard things there were, and they really weren't that popular in terms of major brands, and they're all very expensive. For example, Boosted, the Boosted board company, was selling a skateboard that looked great. It had lots of features, and it was very easy to ride and start to get going with electric skateboards, and it showed the premise of what electric skateboards and sort of small electric vehicles, electric bikes, and scooters could really actually could be good. So for example, the Boosted Mini S, which is like their little one, like the Ed of the skateboards, is $825, and it can go 7 miles on a charge, which similar setups to mine can do about 7 miles on a charge. Not to mention that I can buy another battery for about £60, and then double my range instead of this where it's the range you get. It has an 18 mile an hour top speed, 18 miles an hour. Mine can do about 20 or so again. And it has a very sort of similar a 40-mile range board. Whereas actually I've spent half that, and I could buy 5 batteries, go 35 miles, which yes, I'd have to keep swapping batteries, but it'd be much better for the price. And I was going to explain to you how mine works and how that actually, while you could have a really sleek design, you can actually go for something a bit simpler and it still works. Now, there are several major components to this, mainly just around here, because this is where the electronics are. You of course have the skateboard, some little risers to make it a bit taller up, just so you can get a little more ground clearance. You have a motor, which is connected by a belt to a wheel. So you can do is turn that, they turn each other. This motor, instead of just being a brushed motor, it has 3 wires. So it sort of has an arrangement of magnets which allow it to turn and generate about 3 horsepower, which isn't a lot, but for a skateboard, having 3 horses at your whim is actually pretty good. This is the electronics box, which has a little switch on the side for turning it on and off, an antenna, controller, and a battery. This is the remote, which is sort of like a remote control car remote. So you have a throttle, antenna, and a steering wheel. This isn't used because I don't steer it, I just lean like a normal skateboard. And then you turn this on, and all you do is you just pull that back, and that's how fast you go. It's really great, so you can just sort of squeeze it back and go a lot faster. Then this is the electronics box. Major components with this, as we've discussed, there's the motor, controller, and battery. So this battery is quite a big battery, and it's a 5,000 milliamp hour 6-cell lithium polymer, which probably means absolutely nothing to you. So it's sort of like taking 6 iPad batteries and wiring them together to have an output of 22 volts. And that's and standard car battery is 12 volt, and this is 22, which sort of shows you the amount of power you need for something like this. For the motor, because this is drawing, it has an output of 2,550 watts, and most computers will draw, 300 and lower if you've got a laptop, So this is quite a lot getting output, which is why you need that. We also have this little thing here, which is the speed controller, which talks to a little thing that connects to this, which controls how much speed we want it to, and it controls the timing through these 3 wires that go to these 3 wires, then control the motor. And it's simply a case of finding out which works with which, and assembling it, and drilling some new mounting places and different things like that. And that is generally how it works.